Dear students and viewers of my class, so welcome to today's my lecture. So, cryptography and network security. Under this, in continuation of the yesterday topic, IP security, would like to continue. So, in this, we would like to see different type of topics, that is transport mode and tunnel modes and security, combining security associations and encapsulating security payload, right? Like different topics which are there, especially on IP level security, we'll see in detail. So now this is in coming to here. So now here transport and tunnel modes. Now here we are going to deploy two types of modes will be there. The modes of communication. There are two types of modes are there. The first one is transport mode. Second one is tunnel mode. So transport mode, what actually it contains, right? We will see in detail. To encrypt and optionally authenticate IP data. So what actually transport mode will do is it can encrypt the data. The entire data will be encrypted in transport mode, and it can authenticate it by IP data. So whatever IP protocol will carry the data, that will be completely authenticated, and it can analyze the traffic in an efficient manner, in a good manner. So it can do analysis of traffic. So if traffic is coming high or low, so based on analysis only, so we are going to inject the packets in the network very easily. And it is also maintain encapsulating security payload, ESP, a good ESP. So that we have to minimize the traffic from host to host, which are going to maintain in local level. Host to host, we are going to minimize the traffic by using good encapsulating security payload, that is good ESP. So that will be the major implications of transport mode. And now coming to here tunnel mode. Now coming to here tunnel mode, same, it is also encrypts IP packets. So it can add the new header for the next hop. That means next jump. Hop means jump. Next jump of another network. That is nothing but next hop. And no routers on way I can examine inner IP headers. Now here in this, there is no routers. They may can examine, right? And next year in tunnel mode, good virtual private networks and gateway security is available. So you know that the virtual private networks, we may deploy so many networks. With the help of virtual private networks, we can transfer and we can extend our network with different level. Multiple networks are connected through these virtual private networks, VPNs. We may call it as a VPN. And in these gateways, we are using gateways in order to connect all these multiple network connections with the help of gateways. So, and we are providing it the security also in gateway level, that is called gateway security. So we'll see in detail. So how this tunnel mode and transport will operate in detail, we'll see. Now coming to here, the following is a basic building block diagram for how transport level security, how tunnel level security are going to deploy. So initially we'll go for transport level security. Transport level security here, just as per our discussion here, we're encrypting the data in IP level, and next we are going to maintaining TCP and encrypted ESP, encrypted security payload. So that is nothing but encrypted TCP session. When you see this here in transport level security, so internal network and external networks. Now here we are going to connect these two networks. One is internal network and this is external networks. So we are connecting through this encrypted TCP session. So here encryption will be going to added. That means we are going to encrypt the entire the session wise TCP session, right? So TCP session means always it is a connection oriented protocol. It can carry the connection oriented data, so that we are going to encrypting, right? We are going to converting from original message to secret message. That is called encryption here, right? Plain text will be converted to ciphertext. Here encryption operation is going to implement in this transport level security, so that we can carry the data. So the following diagram shows. Now coming to here, the same network through tunnel mode. So now here the same how we are going to exchange data is a network via tunnel mode. Same how we are going to transfer this data in a tunnel mode is here the following diagram will shows corporate network. So here corporate network, corporate network, corporate network, corporate network. Here we are going to connect four different types of corporate networks via internet. So internet is nothing but it is a collection of heterogeneous network as per our previous discussions, and we are also know internet. Internet means it is a wide area network. It have a some more than 1,000 kilometers minimum capacity, and internet means heterogeneous collection of network, dissimilar networks. That is called internet. Here we're going to connect four different types of corporate networks with help of VPN. That is the virtual private network. The tunneling mode always tunnel modes always operated with help of VPN, virtual private network. Now here are four different type of corporate networks were connecting through this internet. So that is tunnel modes. Tunnel mode, the itself says the meaning of tunnel mode is so it can collect dissimilar networks through one via a basic platform. So now here, if you see, like in daily, best example is in our bridge, in our road. So if you see the bridge, right, in between and river, right, or in between any small gaps, right, we are going to connect a bridge. So bridge means how they can help you in order to connect two different areas, one road and another road. Between this, it can act as a bridge. It can establish the connection. It can establish the path from this end and this end. That means two end sides. It can maintain a relation, right? That's why now here also tunnel mode is nothing but it can connect a dissimilar networks. So and that all dissimilar networks via they will go through one specific platform. Here you see these four corporate networks are connected with the help of internet. Now here internet will act as a bridge, right? If you want to go for this corporate network to this corporate network, they have to pass through a specific environment that is called internet here. So this is called bridge. Internet will act as a like bridge. Now here this is about tunnel mode. So how this tunnel mode is maintaining with the help of this diagram only. Now coming to here, we'll see the in detail operation of this tunnel mode and transport mode. So now here in transport mode, in application level, so the data will be carried, and TCP level, transmission control protocol, right? In TCP level, TCP header and data will be carried. TCP header. Why? Because we have seen the TCP sessions in entire transport mode, and in IP level. In IP also, we are going to maintain original IP header and TCP header and data. These headers means why these headers are using is they are maintain source address and destination address with help of headers only. Now here there is a chance for we may add IP protocol also. So with help of original IP header, TCP header, data, and next IP security. So this is also one special encryption policy. We have seen encrypted IP packets in transport mode, right? So now here original IP header, then encapsulation security payload, then TCP header, then data, then ESP, then ESP authentication, ESP headers. Now here, what actually this encapsulating security payload will help you in order to provide more security. So there is a clear-cut discussion will be there for ESP. We'll see the specific format will be there. So how this ESP will help you in order to provide high security standards, and it is having specific format and its length and its payloads and its sequence numbers, everything will be there. We'll see in detail in the basic building block diagram of ESP. But anyhow, for the sake of your understanding, initially just you observe this ECP here, ESP headers here, and now coming to the tunnel mode. Here tunnel mode, what happens is same application level data we are carrying. In TCP level, same TCP header and data. The IP level, same uh, original IP headers and TCP header data, and IP security level, same whatever just now. Encapsulating security payload header, original IP header, TCP header data, encapsulation security authentication. Now same here also we are going to maintain IP security and IP. So this is nothing but new IP. We are going to add the new IP header and same the encapsulation header, original IP header, TCP header and data, encapsulation security authentication. Now here when you observe this. Tunnel mode and transport mode, we are going to add extra IP. So extra IP security for this tunnel mode because of its large connection of multiple networks. Now virtual private network is nothing but we may connect more number of networks virtually. That's why here we require to provide more security standard for this. That's why we are using extra IP, right? Extra IP headers and extra encapsulation security payload, right? In addition to this ESP and IP also they are going to provide. We'll see in detail. Now coming to here, security association. So security association means a one-way relationship between sender and receiver that affords security for traffic flow. Means here we required a one-way relationship between the sender and receiver when the traffic is going on. So when the traffic, if you want to establish a traffic flow in a sequence manner, you required a one-way relationship between sender and receiver. Now coming to here, there is a three parameters are defined. So how we are going to combine the security associations is, now what is security associations? How, why, what is the use of this is? Now we are using these three parameters. So security parameter index SPI, IP destination address, security protocol identifier. We'll see how these parameters implemented. So security parameter index, IP destination address, security protocol identifier. What actually these three will implements we'll see. Now next, as a number of other parameters, sequence number, authentication header, right, encapsulation header, information lifetime, etc. And have a database of security associations. So security associations also maintain database. It will also maintain some sequence number, authentication headers, right? Encapsulation headers and lifetime and their information of entire radar information, right? We'll see in detail all these parameters. Now here security policy database. We have seen in the last point is security policy database. This is very, very important. So relates IP traffic to specific security accessions. Security databases basically belongs to IP, relates to IP traffic, specific security accessions, match subset of IP traffic to relevant security accessions, and use selectors to filter outgoing traffic to map. Now here what happens is they are going to use some filters, so they can screen, they can minimize the outgoing traffic with the help of selected filters. So you see, so based on local and remote IP address. The next layer protocol name and local and remote ports. With the help of all these, how they are going to minimize the traffic. So we'll see in detail how they are filtered. So in example, initially we'll see UDP protocol. Let us coming to this. So UDP protocol. So local IP address is 1.2.3, 1.2.3.101. Port number is 500, and remote IP is, so port number is 500. Action is bypass and comment is IK, Internet Key Exchange. Now here UDP, how we are going to bypass the data, how we are going to bypass the packets. So for that time, what is the corresponding local IP address and what is the port number? Now we have seen all these. And ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol. This will very important. It can reconfigure the entire internet. That is called ICMP protocol, Internet Control Message Protocol. It can control entire internet operations. ICMP is very important protocol. It's like E-role. Now here we'll see the local IP address is same 1.2.3.101, and now here, so there is no separate port for this. So action is bypass and error messages. Now here bypass. So it can bypass the traffic, right? It can bypass the traffic, and sometimes you may get some error message also, right? And the next another one action will be there for this same local IP address and remote IP address, right? Next, protect ESP inter-transport mode and encrypt internet traffic. Now here encapsulation security payload we are adding here. With help of protect command, action will be taken as a protect. So when we are going to initiate the protect action, ESP will be added, right? So here ESP will be added, and encrypt internet traffic also. Comment is here we are going to encrypt internet traffic, right? Next, TCP, same local IP, remote IP is 1.2.410, port number 80. Then same protection will be applied. Then ESP inter-transport mode same. Encrypt to server. Now here these two level we have seen. Here this intranet level we are going to encrypting. Here the encrypting will be done in server level. So server level we are encrypting the data, and here intranet. Intranet means here within the small network. This is collection of homogeneous similar type of networks will be there. So that is called intranet. So next another scenario of this TCP is same local IP. In remote IP is 1.2.4.10 and 443 bypass TLS over double encryption. Here we will transport level security TLS over double encryption. We are going to use for TLS in order to avoid double encryption. Instead of doing two times of encryption, we are using TLS here. They are bypassing the traffic here and port number 443, right? So same here also same, the rest of the fields are also same. Here discard a packet, how bypass the packet, right? So this is a small security policy, how we are going to maintain. So all the security policy with help of local IP and remote IP. So right, local IP means the address where the device will be deployed, and remote IP means where we are going to get the data from different places. Right, we require two types of IP address. One is local IP address, and another one is remote IP address. Right, where we are going to get the data. Right, this is about regarding entire security policy database. Now we will discuss in detail about the encapsulating security payload, right? So ESP. So what actually ESP is? It provides message content, confidentiality, data origin authentication, connectionless integrity, and anti-replay service, limited traffic flow, confidential. So when you see all these contains by encapsulating security payload, that is message content confidentiality, data origin authentication, connectionless integrity, and anti-replay service, right? Limited traffic flow confidentiality. So all these will be maintained by encapsulating security payload. That's why we are going to add ESP format for any each and every level, that is in transport level and tunnel level. Transport mode and tunnel mode, we are going to add ESP format. That is means encapsulating security payload that will help you in order to provide all these facilities. Right? Integrity we know, connectionless integrity. Why? Because we are using IP protocol. That's why IP packets are also connectionless. That's why we are using connectionless integrity. Right? Data origin authentication, where the data is origin from that time onwards, authentication we are going to apply, and message content confidential. We are encrypting the original data, right? And traffic limited traffic flow. With the help of gateways, right? We are going to avoid the limited traffic flow, and confidentiality, maintaining keep security, wearing double encrypting, and some other facilities also will be there. Next, services depend on options selected when establish security associations in net locations. Now, here services also will be established based on the security associations and can use a variety of encryption and authentication algorithms. So, in order to provide the security associations, we are using some encryption and authentication algorithms also. We'll see the complete clear-cut format of this encapsulating security payload. Security parameter index SPI, sequence number, right? Initialization value IC optional. Rest of payload data variable. TFC padding, pad length nested or integrity check value, integrity check coverage, encrypted and payload. Now here payload means the actual data what we are going to carry. This is nothing but payload. And ICV coverage. Now here integrity check value. We are going to maintain integrity from this level to this level. That means the entire, including all parameters and payload, also we are going to maintaining integrity. That means the same data without loss. That is called integrity. And now here we know the security parameter index SPI. Just now we have seen what are the security parameters in ESP. All these parameters we are going to maintain. Sequence numbers, then initialization value, so that is optional, and rest of payload variable. The rest of payload data means after original data you may add some other payload data also, that is variable. So TCP padding optional and variable. This is also TFC padding. So padding means we are adding the bits to the original data in order to carry efficiently. Padding means here we're going to differentiate very easily in the frames or packet manner. That is called padding here. So right, so 0 to 255 bits pad length next are right. So this is the original format of ESP. Now encryption and authentication algorithms and padding. We see just now I've seen we record encryption algorithms and all padding features. ESP can encrypt payload data, padding, pad length, and next radar files. Right? Radar fields now here. And ESP can encrypt payload data also. Now here, how why this encapsulating security payload maintaining more security means here we're encrypting payload data also and padding and pad length, right? So next radar fields also. If needed, I have it start of payload data also, right? Integrity value IV. IV means integrity value also we are going to encrypting. And ESP can have optional ICB for integrity. Is complete after encryption is performed. So every time we are going to perform the encryption process, we are going to compute the value of integrity check. Now ESP uses padding. So once again, expand plain text to required length and next are fields and traffic flow confidentiality. All these are uses padding. So this encapsulating security payload padding use all these plain text length, header, next header files, traffic flow confidential. All these are maintained by these padding features. So right, anti-replay service. Now coming to here, anti-replay service also very important. So initially, reply service is maintained by the attacker. You may send the same copy of data, same authenticated packet, but in order to avoid this, we're going to use anti-replay service. So in order to use anti-replay service, we are going to deploy the sequence number of each and every replied packets, right? So each and every replied packets we are going to maintain sequence number in order to avoid this reply from the attacker. That is called anti-replay service. Now here, sender initialize sequence number to zero to from zero onwards. Right when a new secret destination is established, increment each packet and they must not exceed the limit of 2 to the power 32 minus 1. This is the formula for security accessions when they're going to assign the packet numbers to each and every. And the next receiver then accepts the packet with sequence number. So here receiver window, they maintain a sequence of packets with the help of this formula n minus w plus 1. N minus w plus 1. This is the formula for sequence number of the receiver window, right? So here from sender window and receiver window, we are going to maintain acknowledgements that must be a from numbering. Then only we are trusted as this is for anti-reply service, right? So otherwise, they may attackers, right? They may involve in the network and they may resend the packets, same authenticated packets. In order to overcome that, we are using anti-reply service. Thank you, one and all.